This inscription records a grant and gift of the cave to a new sect of monks. This suggests that the earlier occupants may have vacated this cave. The swastika mark at the end of this grant is followed by another grant of the year 22. The usual eulogy of the deed king is possibly due to the Queen Mother's desire to recapitulate the family's past glory at a time when much of her son's conquests were recovered by the Sakas. There is no proof that Gautamiputra and Pulumavi ruled conjointly. The marks above seem to be redundant. The Sakas have been particularized at Khakrata in 1.6. For many years the Kshaharta Mahakshatrapas of western India checked the northward expansion of the Satavahanas till Gautamiputra Satakarni broke their resistance, occupied better part of their dominance and wiped out the Kshaharta family. The adjective Aprajit on the inscription suggests that the recovery of Saka dominance by Rudragman has to be placed after his death and in the reign of Vasishthiputra Satakarni, whose queen in her Kanheri Buddhist. A passage of the Hathi Gumfa inscription suggests that the Asika country lay between the Krishna and the Godavari and to the south of Asmaka, while the city of Asika was on the Krishna river. Asmaka was on the Godavari, near Mulaka, a district adjacent to Pratishthan, Mod. Paithan, the Satavahana capital. The Asmaka country comprises the Nandanizamabad region. Its capital, Paudanya, is modern Bodhan in Nizamabad district. Vidarbh is modern Barar. English translation of the inscription. Success. On the 13th day of the second to ND fortnight of summer of the year 1919 of Sri Pulumavi, the son of Vasishthi the great queen, Gautami Balsari, devoted to truth, charity, forgiveness and non-injury to life, busy protecting penance, self-control, restraint and religious fasts, fully living up to her designation of a saintly king's wife, the mother of the king of kings, Sri Satakarni, Gautami's son, who was equal to Himavat Meru and Mandar mountains in strength, who was king of Rishika, Amka, Mulaka, Surashtra, Kukura, Apranta, Anapa, Vidarbh, Akra and Avanti, who was the lord of the mountains Vindhya, Rikshavat, Paryatra, Sahya Krishnagiri, Matya, Shristana, Malaya, Mahendra Sreshtagiri and Chakora, who was obeyed by the circle of all the assemblies of kings, whose face was like a flawless lotus, bloom opened by the rays of the sun, whose chargers had drunk the water of the three oceans, whose face was lovely and radiant, like the orb the full moon, whose gait as beautiful like the gait of a choice elephant, whose arms were muscular, rounded, broad and long as the expanded head of a lord of serpents, whose hand was wet by pouring out water in token of granting fearlessness, keen to serve his living mother, who properly marked out time and place for the three objectives of human life, who shared with the citizens' weal and woe equally without discrimination, who crushed down the pride and conceit of the Kshatriyas, who destroyed the Sakas, the Yavnas and the Pahalvas, who properly apportioned the tax revenue collected lawfully, who abhorred hurting life even towards offending enemies, who nourished the families of the twice-born and their inferiors, who uprooted the dynasties of the Kasharatas, who established the glory of Tni Satavahana family, whose feet were saluted by all provinces, who stopped the admixture of the four Varnas, who had conquered multitudes of enemies in many battles, whose excellent capital, with its unvanquished victorious banner, was unassailable to the enemies, who had inherited from a long line of ancestors the high designation of king, who was the abode of traditional lord. The refuge of the virtuous, the asylum of fortune. The fountain of good manners, the unique authority, the unique archer, the unique hero, the unique Brahmana, in prowess equal to Rama, Keswa, Bhima, Arjuna and Bhimsena. Who organized huge and happy festivities, who possessed luster equal to Nabga, Nahusha, Janmeja, Sagra, Yayati, Rama and Ambarisha.